Last time ranked was tier 7, we saw a lot of destroyers really shining above the rest. For me, it was the Błyskawica, the tier 7 Polish DD. This thing was amazingly good. A lot of luck with the Sims as well. The Sims was really, really good. And, a couple battleships did pretty well. North America, there wasn't as many CVs, but the Hiryu was definitely the one shining above the Saipan. This season, it's going to be much, much different. And why I say that is there's new sheriffs in town basically. Main thing, German battleships are finally here. The Royal Navy cruisers is here. The Belfast is here. The Leningrad. There's a bunch of really really good ships, and for the first time, we're going to see the Flint actually hit it. So if you guys have gotten rank 1 3 times in the past, you have rewarded the Flint, and this thing is going to be an absolute beast come rank season. But the Flint's going to do really well, but I don't think it's going to be the main ship that does kind of surprises people, and I'll dive into that in a little bit. So, battleship wise, let's go into that first. Battleships for this season, I think it's going to be kind of brutal for battleships. I really do. There's going to be a lot of new destroyers to play it. Cruisers, I feel like there's just gonna be a ton of smoke. So I feel like the Colorado is gonna have a really tough time this season because of how slow this ship is. There's going to be a lot. The smoke heavy, the smoke meta is really really heavy right now, and with having such a slow ship like the Colorado, and even the Nagato isn't that much faster, I feel like these ships are really going to get picked on a lot this season. Um, Ships I feel like are going to do relatively well. I think the Scharnhorst is really going to shine this season. I feel like the Scharnhorst is going to be a blast. I feel like it's going to do really well. The high rate of fire, the ability, the speed, even the stealthiness. If you do run some kind of stealth captain, I feel like the Scharnhorst is going to do really well. Probably the strongest battleship in my opinion for this coming season. It's going to do really good at taking out destroyers, and if you need to do that push, you can do it. Also, just pumping out damage on cruisers when they are popped up. This is going to do a really really good job. I think the Gneisenau has a spot too. I don't think it's going to be as good as the Scharnhorst, so I feel like the Colorado is just going to be pretty slow. But if you do get in the right spot, you can do really well. I just feel like it's going to be a brutal season this season for battleships. I feel like it's gonna be absolutely brutal. So that's why I think the Scharnhorst's potential on damage output on destroyers and cruisers is going to be why it shines. Cruisers this season is a completely different monster than it was last time tier 7. We have the Flint. The Flint is going to be crazy, crazy good. Insane smoke, insane rate of fire with the inertia fuse skill and damage output on this thing. It will just absolutely obliterate destroyers as well as the torps. I mean, but the smoke on this thing is just so nuts. The Belfast, I think the Belfast is going to be really good. Not only does it have radar, it has sonar, it has smoke, it has all these tools to really really make it a brutal brutal cruiser, as well as the ability to actually stealth fire at certain points if you have concealment expert. The Fiji is a new monster that we really haven't talked about too much, but the Fiji's also really really good. But the thing about these is they get super punished if they are caught outside. But if there aren't that many battleships, you may be able to push a little bit more aggressive with these ships and potentially pump out more damage. Another thing that's going to be really strong this season is radar, so that adds in the Atlanta and the Indianapolis. Although I don't feel like these ships are going to be as strong as the Belfast. Although these ships are really really good at being anti-aircraft. Again, the Pensacola I think is going to be very very weak. I would not play it. The Shores is going to be all right. It's an awesome flamethrower, but it's super fragile, so something to worry about. And it's not that stealthy. So kind of some ups and downs for the ship. The Miyoko I think is going to be overall just a good ship. On top of the Arpeggio ships and also now the Dragon ship, I feel like these will be okay, really middle of the road. But things we're going to see shine this season is the Flint, if you have it, the Belfast, the Fiji, maybe the Shores even, but kind of the turds of the Pensacola and really even the York for rank season just won't shine as much as the rest. Destroyers. Now this is the thing I'm most excited for, and I think that's going to really really surprise you guys the most. So the last time tier 7 was the Błyskawica and the Sims. Those were the main two DDs. Everything else was kind of meh. You wanted these DDs on your team. The downside is both of these are both premiums. We saw the occasional Kiev make an impact on games, but the detection is just so high you can't really contest caps, especially with how many cruisers there are going to be this season. With the introduction of the Leningrad has the potential of being really, really good this season too. The thing is, the Leningrad outspots the Bwisk by just a little bit, right there with the Sims. But the one thing is, it has pretty good torps. It also gets punished when it shoots. It can't stealth fire at all, and well, it can, but it's just not from very doesn't have as much of a buffer as the Bliss or the Sims. But the Leningrad will be a beast. I just don't think it'll be as good as the Bliss or the Sims. Still, I think those two are going to shine. The Mahan is still going to be all right if you don't have a premium ship. I think the Mahan is a solid choice. But the two ships I think that are going to be really surprisingly good this season, and even potentially the strongest ship, is the Shiratsu and the Akatsuki. The Shiratsu, with its ability to have the Wombo combo, and the fact that it has the torp reload, the smoke meta is not safe anymore. I think the Shiratsu is going to get the most first bloods in this coming season, outside of maybe CVs if you have that ability to play the CV correctly. The Shiratsu is going to be an absolute monster. I think the Akatsuki is also going to be really, really strong this season. And the ability for these things, I believe they can both stealth fire as well at certain points. So not only do they have pretty good guns, if you do get close range against the Sims, you're going to have some trouble. It's going to beat your ass a little bit. But the Shiratsu's ability to have that wombo combo with sending 16 torps out into a smoke, I mean, in a random game it's strong, but if you take out if you take out one ship in a random game, that's one thing. If you take out one ship in a ranked game, that's game changing, especially a destroyer, or maybe you take out a Belfast, or even if you take out a Flint, something like that. Maybe put a one guy on not repair and his smoke goes down, that's a dead ship. So the Shiratsu and I think the Akatsuki are going to do really, really well. And the main thing is, with you have three different types of ship, especially with how popular the Belfast is going to be, having that radar with the Bliss and the Sims, the torps aren't as long. These are 10-kilometer torps. These are going to be absolutely massive. So I think both of these are going to really shine. It could potentially be this season for Japanese destroyers to really be the best. I feel like the Sims is going to be super strong too, and as well as the Bliss. Just the ability to stealth fire at 10.6 is ungodly good. I'll be playing some kind of DD. I assume the Sims or the Bliss. And finally, for CVs are pretty basic. The Saipan, the Hiryu, Ranger. I'm sorry, you're a distant third. The Hiryu just can counter the Saipan now with the changes to the fighter skills. The Saipan running the 3 fighter 1 dive bomber, which can absolutely raid hell on destroyers, is definitely feasible. Also, fighter on the Hiryu, if you take the certain skill with being able to up tier, that definitely is going to help you out. Hiryu is definitely going to be the strongest still, with the Saipan being strong as well. Although the ability for the Saipan to strike early with its tier 9 planes and the tier 9 speed could give your team a head start and definitely take out in like a DD, or even get a DD low where you guys can kind of hit them all at the same time. So all in all, guys, I feel like destroyers are going to be crazy strong this season. I feel like we're going to see a bunch of cruisers, certain things like the Flint, the Belfast, the Scharnhorst, you know, the Akatsuki, the Shiratsu. These things are all going to shine in my opinion, and I feel like they're going to be really, really strong ships. So I'm really looking forward to the next ranked season. I hope you guys are. Let me know in the comments below what ships you guys are going to use in ranked season. What ships you think are going to work well. Maybe which ships maybe I thought are going to work well that you don't think are going to be as good. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.